the cube. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to see relation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci. Golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares to perfect quotient. 0, 1, 1, and again 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34. We're counting through. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci.
Do you believe Arcadia will return to
Thus, if we compare the rates of dust
feel,
accumulation
darling?
inside,
Like a Gorvid's got its hands around my lungs.
we gain minute
Squeezing.
insight into
We're
the
going to
grand
get your
plan.
medicine. Don't worry.
Not sure how you can always be so optimistic. Lots of folk waiting. They've got priority over us. Might not have the time to wait.
There is an art to cooking. Alas, I am a man of science, not art.
The grand plan is the predetermined order to
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you? Mathematical predictions always keep us one step ahead. My latest augury noted that a stranger would come bearing an inconvenient message. This is about the exclusion zone, correct?
Efficiency, creativity, and focus. A statistically significant number of scientists agree. Vinculum flavor drops are qualitatively advantageous.
Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril.
Well, the seers among you already know.
We don't know, and therein lies the frustration. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, "An outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold."
Spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture.
The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started?
The purpleberry
I can tell you
parasite
she's a
infects nearly
rabble-rouser of the
100%
highest
all
order.
purpleberry
Still,
bushes,
she cleaves
both
to her
wild,
principles.
on corporate
That's
farms,
something.
and
You can find her
now
outside,
on
among her
Atlantis.
people, stubbornly
Originally
defying an
discovered
order
on a
barricade.
single colony
But you
world,
already knew that.
The purpleberry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's choices.
Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here.
With another company to become Auntie's choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make
According to
little sense
predictions,
me,
yes.
as they mostly amount to
Or at least
relabeling
my
assets and
interpretation of
changing
them.
letterhead and
I am
rip-off
reasonably
cartoons.
certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
The purpleberry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges. This
Lovely day for differential geometry.
in a rare
No updates on my
anti-choice
side of things.
laboratory in
Anything I can do to
which
assist
we
you?
acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies.
Oh,
But again,
of course.
I digress.
What would you like to discuss?
Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous.
Merely a
at all.
precaution against
Instead,
calamity.
they were
Based off
infected
certain
with a
predictions, I
microscopic
agree with Seer Wiley that it is best to avoid those areas for now.
PvP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PvP eggs are found in
Yes,
every berry
the
of
plan
an
can
infected
seem quite
plant,
mysterious
where
at
these
times.
eggs have been
But that is why we have
subliminally
seers like
injected at the
Wiley
second stage
to
of
help us
the
decipher its many patterns and figures.
Let's examine the PvP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten
Apart
by
from
a host,
providing them
the
sustenance,
microscopic eggs
shelter, and
inside the berries are
scientific
exposed
ministry,
to
you
the
mean?
host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage as spiky worm-like creatures with outsized pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood.
Need I
along the
remind you,
entire
Arcadia
intestinal
is at
tract.
war.
These worms
This is what
are
war looks
eventually
like, I'm
expelled
afraid.
when they reach a size
The
of
Order is
approximately
operating
2
within a
centimeters
very
in
reasonable
length,
framework to
and they then
provide
seek
as
out
much aid as
nearby
it can.
purpleberry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purple berries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized.
Alexandra Monastery is a place of sacred
Also, as the
study,
expelled
advancing our
contents
understanding
contain
of the plan.
undigested purpleberry
We
seeds.
cannot
The
jeopardize that
distribution
vital
of
work
plants
all for the
is
comfort of a
increased,
few.
helping
I
infected
haven't the wish to
purpleberry
debate you on
plants
this
to
any
spread
further.
farther
Please,
and grow
let us
better
move on to
in
less
uninfected
controversial
ones.
topics.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless Auntie's
Yes,
Choice
what have you
scientists
discovered?
mislabeled this case of obvious symbiosis, given how both the purpleberry plant and its parasite
Well,
are
praise the
benefited by the
architect for
relationship
small
as a
allowances.
parasitical
I'll speak with him.
relationship.
If you were able to
Given
talk
that
him down,
initial
then hopefully his
classification
beliefs are
error,
not beyond
it's a
curation.
wonder the Auntie's
Assign that
Choice
task to me,
scientists
High
managed to
Scholar.
ascertain
Victor's
any
obviously
substance
more
in the bar
dangerous
at
than
all.
anyone knew.
After
You
some
shouldn't endanger
additional
yourself.
casualties, plotting
The monastery
Auntie's
needs
Choice
its
field
abbot
researchers
now more than
discovered
ever.
that collated
Your concern is
sanitary
greatly
fauna was well
appreciated.
adapted to the
However, I
parasites
think
and
it's
hardly
best I speak with him
affected by it to any
personally.
large amount.
He'll confide
But
more
human
openly to me,
colonists were
plan
not
willing.
so
Any
fortunate.
other updates?
The PvP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual
About me,
correspondingly
was it?
large immune
I
response
converse with
leads
many
to
members of the
highly
Order on a number of
explosive
subjects.
diarrhea,
No doubt
resulting in
I
the
was
expelling
extolling
of the
Seer
worms,
Wiley's
the berries,
numerous
and
virtues.
most of the
We can
person's
discuss this
dental
more at a
intestine.
later time.
Human casualty rates were close to 100%, even when reluctantly given
Welcome
medical
back.
attention
I
by
assume
Auntie's
anything I
Choice
can do to
doctors,
assist you?
who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures
Illuminating
or
the path to
prescribing
true
expensive
erudition
ointments
is an
such as their
abbot's moral duty.
antibiotics,
Whatever I
a
can tell you,
topical cream
I
that
will.
offers no benefit to the dying patient, except possibly smoothing away stubborn
Rift
wrinkles.
worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion.
However, given
The first sign of
purpleberry's
dysfunction in the
non-zero
Protectorate
nutritional value and
always
low
starts
growing costs,
small, doesn't it?
Inpatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from
Please,
the berry.
not so close.
A variety
I'm
of
aggregating
methods
vital,
found
time-sensitive data,
however,
and your perpetual...
But They were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and
What caused
rejected
the
out of
schism
hand.
between the Protectorate and the Order?
The answer was found not in the lab.
My
but
noggin sure is sore.
Specifically, a history text on Santina, a crossbreed of two
Do you
different
believe
Earth fish
Arcadia
species
shall
called
ever return to
salmon
how it
and
was?
tuna,
I wish.
was found that contained a reference
invaders?
to anisopid nematodes or salmon worms.
You ever cough so hard your ankles hurt? Well, try not to
90% of
sneeze
all
on you.
salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these
Is a
parasites.
self-centered derivative take
The simple and obvious, yet
Go on, go on.
act of
Take care
freezing
now.
salmon meat
Here?
kills the embedded parasites.
The Protectorate have only by
Tests showed
calculating
the
the
same procedure
position
worked on
of every
PBP eggs,
atom.
although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed. If we compare, just too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor.
Keep your behavior within acceptable
Microscopic egg were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues.
Don't tell me you're what.
I'm not with Auntie. Administrators were satisfied with this.
I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
Mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should
You
read
ought to talk to
live
Boss Tilda.
parasite.
She's the brains in this.
But in any
What does she call
case,
it?
Auntie's choice
Oh, yeah.
once again
Quasi-illicit
demonstrated their contempt for their
shenanigan.
customers
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up.
of safety.
Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf.
Documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs.
Oh, then you know more than us, I guess. Boss Tilda knows all sorts of funny business about this place.
Two of us? We just try to keep our heads down. Oh.
And now,
My
Research
noggin sure is sore.
categorically
Whatever you're
proposes
selling, I
regarding
am not in
products
the black
researched
market
and
for.
designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Don't make me call Mapother and Mudge over. They don't like no fighting for free.
Code Crabble flavored
You got
tea
business? No? Move on.
from the Order of the Ascendant. Whimsical computational
Reckon you at least know how to oil the gears of Ingress.
like the Minus Operator
Likely you ain't some Protectorate or Order stoolie. But I'm still gonna be watching.
advanced
Go ahead.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining
Salutations,
a
friend.
contemplation of
Not many find their way into my presence, but those that do possess only the finest of tastes. I do hope you'll pardon the rigmarole it took to meet me. The Order has such an antiquated philosophy on the smuggling of contraband.
is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected.
It's superb cover and a consistent market.
Is the role
Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environment. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling!
Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information.
Why, I thank you.
there can be
Takes a unique
no
sort to
chance.
appreciate the finer points of illegal smuggling.
Complete information yields perfect predictions.
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war,
Outcomes.
and maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Auntie's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry.
And proceed with whatever
Idle
actions
browsers will be escorted from the premises.
If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty, a tragedy. A horror. A horror the author will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near-present and future calculations. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. The localized dimensional tears known as rifts are lethal to pedestrian traffic. They also attract bloodthirsty zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal to pedestrian traffic. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Function f to the n equaling our starting zen. Function f n minus 1 plus the f n minus 2. In all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the
Don't
cue.
do anything foolish.
It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to proceeding numbers. That brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation.
Where do we go now?
Get us to sequence
Another
summation.
refugee camp?
It's
Another colony?
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our
Please keep your behavior within acceptable parameters. Stop it with the predictions. You don't even know why.
I could use a break from fighting injustice. Vexing. We're at the mercy of the Order, and the Order is at the mercy of their predictions. Not to insult our gracious hosts, but these people don't wipe themselves unless an equation tells them to.
So vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares perfect quotient. 0, 1, 1, and again 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2.
Hello again, stranger. How can I be of service?
Not to worry, Agent. My patients are holding together.
I have too much on my mind for a month.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well, then. I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
Define the recurrence relation. Get us to sequence summation.
More what to watch out for. Advisement on adhering to the plan. Forecasts of probabilistic dangers. Elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
Our bodies a tuft of atoms, our minds a result of chemical reactions, our lives...
Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns. You follow?
The famous stellar cartographer Newton Odescard replied,
Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
Wouldn't the average color be black or white or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects...
There's nothing more practical than improving lives now, is there? We've offered the displaced access to our weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
Absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is...
One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency
True,
of light.
my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means.
Instrumentation, which I need not describe here.
I foresee you have much to do. I won't keep you. Adieu.
Light shifts up into visible light.
I'd offer a personalized order prediction, but with my current backlog, your future would have come and gone.
Blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I would think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because
the meaning of life is numeric, and we are the keepers of the equation.
Resulting in
what happened to this place? Law.
There is no
Matriarch's mercy. No safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side. I predict that the worst
in fact,
is behind us.
Such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference. And no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected.
My noggin sure is sore.
Let's get back to Newton Odescard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Odescard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions as
do we know each other? Let's say
we changed its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. The result was beige.
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings.
In the cylindrical core,
Just be grateful for what you have.
42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a
Do
full
you
100%.
believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Novice, sir.
Wish.
While the color
The invaders,
toward white,
the order defected.
addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have
The sound of it. How could something be
So go
incalculable?
forth, neophytes.
Why, the very
As
idea
you
is
study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also
Every scientician
color
yearns
of
to
the
visit the archive on Cloister. One day, it will process
What
all
happened to this
of our
place?
visions.
Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side. I predict that the worst is behind us.
For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music.
Friends, neighbors, while you shelter in Matriarch's
Even
Mercy,
your favorite vicar
leave the
Maltsite
teachings
needs an occasional sabbatical from providing around-the-clock enlightenment. But don't fret. I've enlisted a qualified substitute, Presiding Bishop Ruth Bazaar. Here she is to fill today's query. Why did the Order of the Ascendant split from the Order of Scientific Inquiry? Presiding Bishop, if you please.
I can answer that quite succinctly. Because the OSI had become corrupted. Oh, it started with good intentions. Just a small work group studying the predictive framework of the universe.
Don't tell me you're one of those. Do
Do
you believe Arcadia shall ever return?
Then the charismatic mathematician began making his breakthroughs in theoretical mathematics, elevating OSI's predictive precision perfection to
Oyster
a
is looking
reality.
pretty good right about now.
Wasteland devoid of life? No.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Seeking to capitalize on scientism.
If we found...
The future.
If you have queries, I have figures.
OSI's primary mission. Most regrettably, our sacred tenets fell by the wayside.
They must be exceptionally pleased with the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy. Numbers here are pretty compelling. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there.
Melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Surely you've heard our reasoning. I'd note by leaving the area fallow, we've lowered settlement productivity by 3.57%. We lower that more still to care for the displaced. Gladly. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. Then back to it I shall get.
I still don't get it, Piotr. Run me through it again.
There's
You're not
nothing
going
to
to
run
talk
through.
about it, Ariel.
I stayed with one of the exemplars. She told me to wait. Minutes later, she returned with the medicaments.
No, I can't believe that. Free medical care for refugees?
Since the schism, the Grand Plan is the predetermined order to the entire universe. We can predict it down to
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict with an 8.23 margin of error.
Stop it with the predictions. You don't even know what
A visitor. Without notice.